Yeah, welcome to the Boss Morning Show. What's up, bro? How you doing? Yeah, everything set up. Oh yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I was just my guy haven't came with the Freon yet, so I'm just trying to keep it cool and calm. Oh, good. Omaha, the Burbs of Bluffs, getting things started. You know how we do it here. We're going live on everything, even Instagram. Yeah, I think I took a picture of myself. Oh yeah, Omaha, the Birds, the Bluffs. I think I got everything operational. I think I even got my afro in line. You know, men have bad hair days also. Yeah, we got bad hair days. Yeah, y'all gotta give us some of the bathroom time. I live by myself, and I still give a bathroom time for the women. That's even not there. Y'all take all the bathroom time. We got to get our hair also. That's right. Today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Today is guys in the house early. I got goosebumps. Guys in the house early. And it's warm outside. I got goosebumps and it's warm outside. Oh yeah, what I doubt, baby. It is Native Omaha Days. It's Native Omaha Days, baby. We got a very special guest. We got guest after guest after guest after guest after guest. We're gonna start with the X first. Oh yeah, since we from the land of Malcolm X. We gotta start with the X first, y'all. So we're gonna take a quick break. I got some music for y'all. We're gonna bring that X on, and he racked up, y'all. I'm gonna have to borrow a couple dollars. Omaha, the Birds of Bluffs. Let me see what we got. I think we got Loot Squad, Fast Lane. It might got a word in there. I might miss it because I haven't played the song in a while. So if I missed a word, don't get mad at me because y'all say the word there all the time to each other. All right? Boss move.
Baptized in dirty water. I never stop until the cash came. Off the porch with the torch in the fast lane. I never stop until the cash came. Broke outside, gritting in the pouring rain. Getting it out the mud like Shrek. Whole onions, packed and wrapped on donkey back. I want the money, y'all can have the fame. I never stop, just hustle till the cash came. I'm a ogre, getting it out the mud like Shrek. Whole onions, packed and wrapped on donkey back. On my way to the castle, I'm feasting on sewer rat. Can't wait to slay the dragon and get Fiona back. High stakes, high reward. Cop Snow White cooked up 7 dwarves. Mama say be a leader, not a follower, boy. This Peter Pan peanut butter got us ballin', boy. A pot of pissing, so I'm out the window. Fully loaded extendo hanging out the rental. Dog food, I need my bits and kibbles. Bad news, I'm out the Vic kennel. My mama never knew about my hustling or my whereabouts. Dope fiend rentals or the contraband in her house. All I knew was go and get it. Nigga, when the lights were out, fiending for the money, yeah, gritting foaming out the mouth. I never stop until the cash came. Off the porch with the torch in the fast lane. I never stop until the cash came. Broke outside, gritting in the pouring rain. Getting it out the mud like Shrek. Whole onions, packed and wrapped on donkey back. I want the money, y'all can have the fame. I never stop, just hustle till the cash came.
On my visit to the castle, and me and Dara flick them like they tumbling. Man, I want that 5, I want that whole 10. I seen that shit across the border like a Mexican. People in war from, they call that trafficking. If you don't work, you don't eat. That's common sense. Money on my mind, man, and how to get it. 12 ways to get paid, man, I'm all with it. Shovel in the dirt because I did hard. My girl lucky in the bed because I stay hard, running through the streets like a dog off the leash. Half man, half a mason, but I'm all beast. Foaming at the mouth when it's time to eat. So we work of the dog when I show my teeth. Foaming at the mouth when it's time to eat. So we work of the dog when I show my teeth. What?
I never stop until the cash came. Off the porch with the torch in the fast lane. I never stop until the cash came. Broke outside, gritting in the pouring rain. Getting it out the mud like Shrek. Whole onions, packed and wrapped on donkey back. I want the money, y'all can have the fame. I never stop, just hustle till the cash came.
Never cared to me. All my friends were secret TT Don Wagner sent me back to live with mama. Hopped up off the break. I'm focused on my vision. That's when I'm at my hill. That Illinois bringing all the noise, nigga. Put me in that blue bomber. Taught me how to talk. He never touched you. Close your mouth. Open your ears. See, you can't have my back unless your mind is clear. I'm looking to the money that is thick. Survival of a boom, no hesitation. Never made a missing money. I say love to my hustle. Move that man about the way. Can't bring it back that butter. Mississippi, what they call me. Eerie when they walk in. Terror never stalling. I come out swinging. If I'm back against the wall, yeah. I'm never dime a dozen. I got a point. Going stupid dumb. Keep that on them. That go for my and that go for my too. Never change a soul. Look, every day they judging you. Mama wrote the chronicles, and that's who I am. Close your mouth. Open your ears. See, you can't have my back unless your mind is clear. You can't have my back unless your mind is clear. Get into the mind.
There on me.
All right, Omaha, the Burbs, the Bluffs. Sorry about that slip up. You know, that was Fast Lane Loot Squad. Today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. Oh yeah, we encourage those boss listeners to, to tell the truth. You know, basically to self, because you can expect other people to lie, cheat, steal, even plot to kill you. You know, being a former probation officer, I know for a fact, and living in North Omaha, I've dealt with some of that. They had to stop a Negro from raping a woman right here. We don't play that over here. We ain't no sucker ducks over here. Some of y'all men are. Y'all let it slide by, but nah. I was raised by a mama 5'5", no jive. So today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. Oh yeah, you know, some of y'all like this day. Some of y'all friends on this day because y'all might bring up somebody's name. I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm gonna bring up just be truthful to self, but also accept constructive criticism, because that is the criticism of love. I surround myself with brothers and sisters that are not yes men and yes women. They're critical of myself. I don't care who you are, and if you think you're a certain status because you got, I don't care if you're the Pope or whatever, the president or whatever. If you're a sucker duck, if you slipping, you need to be corrected. And that's what we do here. We put it in practice. We modify our behavior so we're better individuals, better family members, and better citizens. What's wrong with being a little bit better? So we are a research radio station. One of the things that we do, we like to brag off our neighbors. Yeah. Y'all talk about y'all neighbors. I grew up dependent on our neighbors. Our word was bond. If my mom said we need some sugar or some butter or some flour, because you know they bake with scratch. Y'all don't know new people. Y'all don't Roman noodle people. Y'all don't know how to make nothing. But my mama and them, oh yeah, that flour, sugar, and they get in that kitchen, whip some stuff up by scratch. Oh man, them pancakes by scratch. Oh Lord, I wish my mama. So we kept our word and returned those eggs, sugar, or flour. We kept our word. Our word was bond. Y'all need contracts today. You know why? Because y'all don't trust each other. There's a lack of love, no integrity, no ethics. See, these are the things that I learned in the projects. Those that y'all think least of. but I just grew up 6 blocks away. Oh yeah, ashy elbows, ashy knees. Y'all didn't think we was gonna do anything. Shouts out to all the people that grew up in the projects. They perceived that we wasn't gonna be nothing, but we changed the game. I'm just one example, baby. I'm just one example. And then if you just grew up in a hood, oh yeah, we doing the same. I don't care if you're projects or you grew up in the hood, you're still dealing with the same barriers. If you're black, you're black. You know, our brothers from Sudan are starting to realize that. And our brothers from Africa are starting to realize that. Even though they got nationality and that dollar, they own money, they still driving around black. Don't get mad at me because we're the most incarcerated people on earth, especially in the United States, the black man. You know, a day is Tell the Truth Tuesday. I know y'all don't want the truth. Y'all want Hollywood, don't y'all? Y'all want fart and all that stuff. No, we can't give you out. But we got someone in the building. It start with an X. And we from the land of X. Oh, yeah, I don't know my name. You guys, you're too serious out there. Too serious. Smile. I really don't know my name, but you know, I got a new name. William A. King Jr. is my new name. I'm from the King Plantation. That's just the way it is, y'all.
Yeah.
I know y'all don't want to teach us our history, but I'm letting you know that we got to teach our own people. We got to teach our own self. We can't blame others for not teaching Black history. Are you a fool? Take time yourself. You want to watch cartoons? You want to watch Atlanta Housewives? You want to watch that 50 Cent stuff? I know y'all want to hear it today. You know, sometimes a revenue hope the only hope you got. You know what I mean? So it comes out of me. It's just natural. I want to introduce this next guest. You know how these stars are. They get their own noun, verbs, adjectives, prepositional phrases, all yes, and predicates to introduce themselves. I'm going to let this brother introduce himself because, oh, yeah, he's a visionary, entrepreneur, and he's from this community. And we love to brag off our neighbors here at 95.7 The Boss. How you doing, young man? Let us know who you are, why you're here, and how we can participate in your dream.
Definitely. How y'all doing? Thank you, The Boss, for having me. I'm doing great this morning. My name is Xavier Jackson. I'm the founder of the Local Art Plug. We connect local artists with local art lovers, businesses, nonprofits, and the community. You can definitely support by following us on social media, going to our website, supporting the local artists there, purchasing from them, and also checking out our space at the Flatiron Building, which is affordable and accessible to not only artists, but the community as well.
Now, the Flatiron Building, I've been hearing a lot about the Flatiron Building. What's that located? Is that downtown?
That's downtown, yep. Right down the street from Modus co-working space and the Children's Museum.
Okay.
A block away from the Children's Museum.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, the triangle-shaped one.
All right,
Yep,
cool. Yeah. Well, you know, the foundation is the triangle. That's the only that building have stand the test of time. Shouts out to my brothers and sisters from Egypt.
Shouts out. Yeah.
Every horizontal building has came down, y'all. Don't get mad at me because y'all check your engineering skills. Get mad at me. So now you have what got you into art? Did you draw on walls as a youngster? What motivated your early aspirations?
Definitely. So I'm a product of the Omaha community, born and raised here, South Omaha. I grew up in the hood, you could say, maybe the projects now. I went back to visit a few times, 42nd and D, right behind McDonald's. Used to drive past this if you're like on the interstate, semis all night. I could hear people making McDonald's orders and stuff growing up. But I always knew there would be more. But we didn't have much, but we made the most of what we had. So it was very into hip hop. We'd break dance. We got cardboard from McDonald's and we'd spin on our backs and all that stuff. And then from there, eventually just branched into the love of hip hop. So I embraced the whole culture through graffiti writing too. You know, can't say if I did or did not write on walls. Who knows if that happened or not. But definitely had a couple of drawing books where, you know, we practiced our graffiti and stuff. And that was a big part of going to South High School as well. Shout out to the Packers, Packer Pride, big arts magnet. And then it grew from there. So when I decided to go to college, I knew that I wanted to go for something creative. And my dream then was to create a commercial that would air during the Super Bowl. Still working on that.
Okay.
But that branched into other areas, and that's how I ended up founding local art plug and found my love for supporting artists and building the art community.
Okay. So you have skill sets in photography, videography, editing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
editing. I can do some website stuff, a little bit of everything. Be dangerous, yeah.
Okay. Now, this particular space, is it to not only manifest your vision, but also to manifest others?
Yes, definitely, definitely. So we found that a lot of people, creative people, at least from the Omaha area, end up leaving oftentimes because they feel that there isn't enough support for the practice or isn't enough money to be able to sustain what they want to do. So they end up going to Chicago's or the LA's, and we're looking for ways to not only provide opportunities and avenues, but connections to possible funding sources for them to be able to stay within our community and grow that creative career.
Right. So, how can people get engaged on all levels? One from in high school or junior high, or one from a professional that's trying to expand my commerce opportunities.
Definitely, definitely. So for high schools, middle schools, even elementary schools, we're planning on putting together some school programming where we can actually come in and teach y'all some stuff. Still working on that, so I don't want to say too much about it, but be on the
Okay.
lookout for it.
Okay.
And then they can also participate in having their art show with us if they've never had one before. We love to help them walk through that process and what that's like to be able to have a gallery showing to get them some more credibility. And outside of that, we have a creatives and coffees every second and fourth Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. And that's free to the public to come and join. All ages are welcome. Sometimes people bring their youngsters, and it's just a good time of just creatives meeting and working on different projects independently but together.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, you just won the Pitch Black competition through the African Midland Chamber. How was that experience?
Definitely. It was a great experience. Great experience. Definitely very humbling. It was a lot of work. Definitely made you take an outside perspective, look at your business kind of as if you were an investor and to say, okay, is this really something that's going to work? You got to put together the business plan and put together the numbers and stuff. But I felt either way, if I didn't win the competition or even participate in the finale of the pitch competition, that I would have won just by going through the accelerator because of all the people they introduced us to and all the resources that we gained and just people that we met through that
Okay.
process.
Okay. So the whole process, it was a learning process to build your business totally.
Definitely.
So if you was lacking in a certain area, you got that education in
Mhm.
order to build up that skill set.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So win, lose, or draw, education is always the foundation. We're all winners when we have the ability to learn something new that we can apply to our skill set, which is really important. How can they get to the platform? Where do they go? How do they sign up, et cetera, et cetera?
Definitely. You can find us at localartplug.com. If you email us, we can get you on the waiting list to be added to the website. You can also follow us on social media, Instagram at local_artplug, and Facebook and LinkedIn as well as local art plug, all one word. It's the big yellow circle.
Okay. Okay, cool. Anything coming up during the Omaha days? You have anything on exhibit or anything like that?
We do have a speaking opportunity July 27th at the Down and Under Lounge. Come out and hear a little bit more about us. We'll be presenting a little bit there. And we'll also be talking to some students Friday at Culture House about entrepreneurship. Come check us out there. We don't have any events ourselves this weekend, but if you're in town for next week, come to our space, definitely.
We have young people that, like you say, you drew in books. So that's basically a comic book
Mm-hmm.
per se.
Yes.
How can those young people transition? Because they actually got comic books. I know some people have aspiration to do comic books. Is that something that you can guide them through that process also?
Definitely, definitely. We can guide them through the process of not only being self-published, if that's what they want to go through, but how to go through getting official publishing if they want to apply to a bigger distributor themselves. Yeah, I'm a writer myself. That's kind of how I got into the creative world as well. I fell in love with creative writing and tried to look for other ways to be able to connect people. So even just talking through different story ideas or putting them in contact with maybe someone who might be able to help them progress a little bit more, we can definitely help point them in the right direction, and we'd love to talk to them.
Okay. You're located at the Flatiron again,
Yes, sir.
downtown. What's your hours? You have particular hours, or if I don't have it, mobility is since you are um, on the web, is everything virtual also? So you have that flexibility.
Yep, definitely have the flexibility. Everything's virtual. Also, you can find us on Google at Local Art Plug, and that'll pull up our building, our website, phone number, and the email should be there as well. I'm open to meeting anyone anywhere for coffee or even virtually. Yeah, we'll do what we can to help accommodate you, regardless of your situation.
So for those that are art lovers or those that want to get their vision to others, this is one way to do it. This is a conduit in which you can take advantage of. And so, give your website again.
It is localartplug.com, and you can email us at info@localartplug.com.
Anything? Did we get your name?
Oh, yeah. I think so. I'll say it again, though. My name is Xavier Jackson, and I'm the founder and CEO of Local Art Plug.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anything that we didn't discuss that you want to make sure we get across?
Oh, I did want to mention that we do have a subscription model as well, subscription program to local art. So we're actually coming to your business or your place of work and rotate art out every 3 months or every quarter, depending on when we get you in the year. And that does have additional tax savings for businesses. I'd love to talk more about that with you to see if that would work for your business.
Okay, give us an example as far as one of the tax savings. So you can rotate. So I'm a UP, Union Pacific, and I want to give a different presentation. What we can do, you can bring in new artwork based off of whatever presentation we got going on, even within that business. So we got a 50-year reunion. You can bring something that's okay.
Yeah,
cool.
definitely we can bring it in for that just event and help you curate that space, or we can kind of set the mood in your welcoming center, if you will, something that reflects your brand,
Okay.
and your missions, your values, all that stuff reflected in the community. And that is a tax savings through the way that our lease works. I don't want to say too much, but
Right.
it'll save you money when you go to file your taxes at the end of the year, almost like a donation.
Okay, cool. You got a phone number just in case some people don't got web access.
Yes, you can definitely reach me at 402-739-9725.
Again, Xavier, he won the pitch black competition amongst what, 5 other competitors?
Yep, 4, 5 in total.
So make sure that you check out his business, especially if you're in that art world. Everything is art. Everything is designed by art. The mic, everything is art related. Everything, these clothes, everything has to go through an artist. The TV, everything that you see, it starts with an artist. Everything. So if you have that skill set, if you have a young child writing on your walls, painting on your walls, doing all that stuff, make sure you give him to Xavier. He can make sure he can guide him. He was one of those young people that used to write on everything. And so that's the skill set that we need to recognize in our young people versus schooling them. We need to guide them to opportunities.
Definitely.
Any shots out, anything else that you want to say before you get out here, big brother?
Definitely. I want to shout out BC Clark, because I didn't get a chance to shout her out at Pitch Black competition. She helped me a lot through that process with my performer and all that good stuff. Always shout out mom, dad, grandparents, both sides, younger brothers and sister. Love y'all.
Well, we appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing. You have anything else you manifesting, or you stand with this right now?
Oh, definitely. We're working on a nonprofit addition to the business. So be on the lookout for that as well with the after school programming. Hopefully be making announcements about all that in the next few months.
Cool. Well, make sure you stay in contact with us so we can get an update. Let people know what you're doing.
Oh, definitely.
Without a doubt.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. We're going to take a quick break. We got my man Phil Rooney come up and give us a health report. But if you are a boss listener, you are VIP. Oh, yeah, without a doubt, baby. You are a very important person. Head up, shoulders back. Boss with us. Shouts out to Detroit on this one. Oh, yeah. My man, Wide Body. God rest his soul. I keep telling y'all, health is wealth. I'm going to say something too. Oh, yeah. God rest your soul. Ella Dortch. I gotta go to her funeral this morning. Boss with us.
I show no ID. You know why? Cause I'm VIP. I got a pocket full of green. You know what this means? That means that I'm VIP. They show nothing but love when I'm up in the club. Why? Cause I'm VIP. You wanna hang with me? You wanna hang with me? Why? Cause I'm VIP. I'm VIP. Hey, when I step in the club, they already know who's the best in the club. From the east to the west, all the rest of the clubs. When I come through, they show love and throw it. I'm in the back with a bottle for the yak in a house full of cause I got that sense in the club. Pocket full of green, man, I'm fresh and so clean. I'm so fresh and so clean. I'm so fresh in the club. Yeah. Hey, I'm a party y'all. Yeah, I'm a party y'all. Mommy got Bacardi line, said it's party time. Damn, that Bacardi gone. Ain't killing my vibe, ain't killing my high. Yeah, I'm in my party zone. I got my drink and my two-step, I'm a party to the party gone until it's over. I show no ID, you know why? Cause I'm VIP. I got a pocket full of green, and you know what this means? That means that I'm VIP. They show nothing but love when I'm up in the club. Why? Cause I'm VIP. You wanna hang with me? You wanna hang with me? Why? Cause I'm VIP. I'm VIP.
Hey, I'm on cloud nine, up in the club, but I'm feeling fine. Never a nickel, baby, always a dime. And like fine wine, I get better with time. On the dance floor, feeling fancy free. I represent my team, the 313. Yeah, we VIP. Dressed to impress as you can clearly see. But this is crazy though. Yeah, this is crazy though. I'm the chick in the clique. Yeah, with that crazy flow. You need to stop all the hating. Yeah, you can save it, yo. You wanna roll with me and VIP. Yeah, and that's Lady Rose, that's me. Yeah.
I show no ID, you know why? Cause I'm VIP. I got a pocket full of green, and you know what this means? That means that I'm VIP. They show nothing but love when I'm up in the club. Why? Cause I'm VIP. You wanna hang with me? You wanna hang with me? Why? Cause I'm VIP. I'm VIP.
VIP, wide body, and your boy Reed came in on 10, and it's all on me. I could've did the long sleeve or the 2C. At the bar, buy it out like it's all on me. VIP, walk in, feeling all tipsy. It ain't a problem for the night because my dog with me. 10 at me right now, counting all 50. 745, back to back with the 550. I'm playing rounds in the parking lot on 4 Giallos. Thing on my wrist like a gold bottle. I walk in the club looking like I hit the lotto. Low key, mixed breeze, sipping on the Skyrim. I make it rain, make it flood, make the weather change. Turn the whole club up like a hurricane. VIP, spend it all, buying everything. Running through a whole 12 like a shoestring.
I show no ID, you know why? Cause I'm VIP. I got a pocket full of green, and you know what this means? That means that I'm VIP. They show nothing but love when I'm up in the club. Why? Cause I'm VIP. You wanna hang with me? You wanna hang with me? Why? Cause I'm VIP. I'm VIP.
Oh, Omaha, the Birds of Bluffs. Oh, yeah, I'm letting you know you are VIP. You are very important people. Without a doubt. Head up, shoulder bow. Okay, yeah, we all head here. We all, sometimes we got to reinforce it, Phil. We got to reinforce it. Heck yeah, we got to reinforce it.
Oh, yeah.
Because, some people are down. I'm just letting you know you're VIP. You are very important people. Or person. How you want to say it? We're doing plural singular. We're smart over here. We're smart. All right, I got my man Phil Rooney in the building, y'all. We're gonna talk some health. You represent Dutch County Health.
A very unusual Tuesday appearance.
Yeah, Tuesday early. I'm gonna be gone this week. I'm going to check out. Actually, I might be able to do the show tomorrow. I forgot. I'm not leaving. Usually I leave early in the morning, but I think I'm not leaving till the afternoon. I think. I don't know. I can check my flight. But I'm going to check out the fight, y'all. I'm going to be reporting from Vegas, the biggest fight of the decade. So I had to be in the building. I got my press pass last night, Phil, so I'm happy.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I'm actually happy. I was waiting. I know it was in high demand, but
That's
I got
great,
it last
you were
night.
able to get one. I'm surprised there are a lot of places that are kind of tough to. They aren't giving those out like they did once upon a time.
No, they're
Let me
not.
just say that.
No, they're not. It's good to be the boss and hang out with the boss.
Yeah.
So how's things going, brother Phil? I know it's going to be warm. That's what they said.
Trying to get the hair out of my eyes. Well, yeah, there are a lot of health, a lot of things to be aware of to maintain your health. We'll go over some of the smaller items. First of all, and I'm by smaller, I mean I have less done less preparation for, or it's things we've been talking about.
Right.
Air quality remains a concern. There are still fires up there in northern Canada, and the smoke has a very real possibility of coming down here. We were fortunate to get some storms to clear out some of that, so we are in better shape at the moment because of that. But the fires have not gone away, so I would encourage you to continue to monitor the air quality to know what's actually going on with it. That can change rather quickly. So, and it can have very serious consequences if you don't. Just the easiest thing to remember, go to douglascountyhealth.com, just Google Douglas County Health Department. Make sure that you get the Nebraska Douglas County that comes up, because there are about 12 more Douglas counties around the country. Then go to the menu on the left-hand side, scroll down to air quality, click on it, and you can see what the current forecast is, what the current conditions are, and you can look at the overall map, the radar, to see what's going on with air quality here in the country and how it may be impacting us. COVID cases, at least new cases were way down. I'm going to look into this a little more today. We still offer vaccinations, booster shots every Friday from, I think it's about 9:30 until 2 o'clock. It is not a bad idea if it's been
free still.
They're free still until the supply runs out. Then you're going to have to see what Medicaid, Medicare will do, what your insurance might do. But these are still the free shots, so it's not a bad idea. Protect yourself from that. COVID is not gone. We are in a much better place with it than we were, so certainly is worth considering. And if you're going to be going to, well, if you're going to get a booster now, it's not going to help by the weekend.
Okay.
So I mean, if you're going to Native Omaha days and be around a bunch of people who are traveling around, that's one of the ways we have seen in the past it has spread. So just be aware of that. Wearing a mask is not a bad thing to do. I certainly understand in this heat, and when you're looking for friends you haven't seen for a while, that may not be terribly appealing. But certainly, if you're sick, stay home. Be very conscientious of your hand hygiene. You're going to be shaking a bunch of strange hands, people.
Right.
That's a good time to wash your hands.
Right.
And that is true any time of the year in any gathering. West Nile. More West Nile pools in the state, more West Nile mosquitoes found in the state. We have not found any yet in Douglas County this season, which is not unusual. It is typical that we get our first pools of mosquitoes around this time and our first human cases around this time of the year. Late July, early August is often when when it shows up for the first time here. So we've had some rain that gives the mosquitoes more chances to reproduce, to get together with the birds, feed on the birds. They get the disease from birds, and then they pass it along to us. So if you're going to be out, remember a little bit of the retardant? No, that's repellent.
Repellent?
The repellent is a good idea. Long sleeve shirts and long pants are a good idea too. I know that's going to be incredibly appealing to everybody when the heat index is approaching 110 degrees. But be aware that the repellent will help a lot, and know that mosquitoes are more active certain times of the day, dusk and dawn, than others. So just want to put that out there. Heat is the big thing, because we know that annually heat is the biggest weather killer out there on average. We don't have a whole lot of heat deaths usually around Douglas County, but it can contribute to other health complications. Elderly and young in particular, because the elderly people, their system may be fading in the protection it can give them, and it's resistance to certain things.
Right.
Younger children just have not developed the vigorous defense mechanisms that they need to have. So heat stroke is one thing that we're concerned about. As elderly people age, the bodies become less efficient at regulating temperature. That makes them more susceptible to heat stroke, which is a very severe, potentially life-threatening situation. Another thing elderly adults have to be aware is that as you age, you may have a reduced sensation of thirst, and then you won't be drinking enough water. Water, we strongly encourage people to remain hydrated, and water is the best thing to use for those hydration purposes. Caffeine and alcohol should be avoided. Those are not going to be very helpful in this situation, and I know a lot of people, yours truly, will be having a cup of coffee or two this morning, but I did switch to water after about 9 or 10 o'clock in the day, and you have no trouble convincing me to avoid strenuous outdoor activities.
Right.
Cardiovascular, you didn't have to agree with that quickly. Cardio issues. High temperatures can put additional strain on your heart, especially for individuals who have pre-existing heart conditions or hypertension. And people who are on medications also need to be aware of things. Respiratory issues. If you have those symptoms, generally get worse in areas where there's high temperatures, poor air quality. We also want to be concerned about medication interactions. Some medications, and you may find it right on your bottle, on the bottle of your medicine, will may cause you to respond differently to heat. So a lot of times you'll see a notice on your bottle, to be aware of being excessive heat if you're taking that particular medication. Yeah. Now, children, again, they have a higher, they go through water passes through them more quickly. They're not as big, so they can't take as much water in. They're more likely to become dehydrated, and that's a real concern. Or if they're out playing, if they're out playing in water, they may be perspiring a lot, but you won't see it because you got water all over you. You still need to replace the water that is in you.
Okay.
Children can develop a heat rash due to their relatively sensitive skin. They can also pick up a fever, and it'll become more fussy, makes them a little harder to take care of. So we want to make sure the children stay cool. Also, there are things like there may be the sidewalk. People in Phoenix, I understand, recently were getting burned from having physical contact with a sidewalk. There may be playground items that are metallic. Children could actually get a skin burn from those. Any other metal that might be around, or any substance that may become very warm, and they touch it with their feet, with their hands, or whatever, they may get burned. So that's something to be aware of. And heat exhaustion and heat stroke, they can be active and playful if they're but they won't recognize the signs of heat illness. But if you notice a change in your children, get them to a cool area and make sure they're hydrated as quickly as possible, and just don't take any chances with it. But the elderly and young children are those most likely to develop problems in the heat. Also, if you're going to be out in the heat, don't forget sunscreen is good. Sunscreen is a very good thing. There recently was an article about, I don't know, it was in the last 10 days probably, in the Omaha World Herald about a study at the Med Center about people in melanoma, skin cancer.
Okay.
And black men are less likely to develop it, but if they do, it is more likely to be severe.
Okay.
So
how do you know if you got skin cancer? Is it
changes in your skin, changes in moles are the things to look for?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And in fact, obviously I won't name an individual, but I do know somebody, an African American male, who had a mole that started acting strange. Went and got it checked out. Yep.
Wow.
So got it early, got it in a timely manner. But yeah, if you have moles on your skin and there's any sort of a change with them, I am extremely susceptible.
Right.
As fair complected as I am, and I have a full body skin check every year.
Okay.
But yeah, the thing to do, it's like so many things. Get checked early. Go get checkups, guys. Look into those sorts of things. And if you see something unusual, don't be afraid to ask for help on it. So prevention is certainly the best way to avoid serious illness and even worse consequences, possibly death from some of those ailments. So,
well, health is wealth. Health is wealth. So we got to take care of ourselves. And one of the best defenses we talk about all the time is just washing our hands. The less we can spread disease, the greater chance we can have a healthier, life. So wash your hands, practice great hygiene.
Yes, and particularly that's it's cheap.
Yeah,
it's very inexpensive. It's a very inexpensive, extremely effective way of preventing yourself from catching disease. But also, you want to, if you feel sick, stay home.
Also,
don't go out and share your disease with anybody else. That's something you want to try to avoid.
Also, shouts out to the I saw the first responders. There was an 87-year-old veteran or something like that. It wasn't here, but I know we're dealing with elderly, like Phil said, that people are suffering alone. They might be elderly or whatever. So let's look out for our neighbors, y'all. Look out for our neighbors. Make sure we're proactive with the fire department. The fire department is very proactive with our first responders. So make sure we utilize 211. 211 is an emergency number. Anything we need domestic, that's ran by, shouts out to the United Way. So we don't want anyone to suffer in silence. All right. Food, we got you for that. Heart Ministry Center, they distribute food 6 days a week. My man Willie Hamilton, a couple times a month. We got churches that's distributing food almost every week, so no one has to go in hunger. But if you're, like I said, hot this week, let's stay cautious. If you got an extra fan, donate it to someone. And so just be cautious during this time. Watch your children, the hot cars.
Oh yeah, never leave children or pets in hot cars. But your point earlier about checking on your neighbors, elderly neighbors, anybody who may have some sort of a medical condition. This is a good time to be a good neighbor and check on them, see how they're doing. Make sure your pets have plenty of water. And remember, if you're taking your pets for a walk, you're likely going to have shoes on. They don't have shoes on if they're walking on hot concrete or hot asphalt, and they can be injured in that way. So that's something to be be considerate of your pets as well.
Right. They say it's best. I watch the news. I don't have a pet, but it says best to walk during the daytime, early morning where it's cool, and then maybe late evening.
That's also good for you too.
Yeah, for us too. Also, without a doubt. Make sure you guys stay hydrated. Water.
Yep. Lots of water, and one more time, never leave children or pets behind in a locked car.
I think I haven't heard any stories so far, which we don't want to hear no stories of young people being locked in cars, y'all. It's way too hot. Even at 80 degrees or 75 degrees, it gets way hotter in the car. Anything else, Brother Phil?
I think we're good. Please, everybody, have a great experience during Native Omaha days. Should be a lot of fun for folks.
You gonna be down here?
It could be.
Okay, I know you probably have your grandkid. I know how you roll. I know how you rolls. Omaha, the burbs, the bluffs. Oh yeah, shouts out to everybody. Today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. We want you to be truthful to yourself. That's where it's all about, being truthful to yourself. So if you need to go get a checkup or start school or change your friends, get it done today. All right, Omaha, the burbs, the bluffs. We're gonna take a quick break. We got our next guest. She is in the building. We want to make sure you stay with us without a doubt. Shout out to our DJ.
It's the world famous shit. And it's your number one DJ, Mr. Soul. Yeah, she done cooked up in here. And it goes like.
Shout out to my DJ. We about to run the streets like a relay. All about my cheese like I'm Green Bay. Packages coming in like it's eBay. Oh, and we know just how to get it all. You gotta deal with playing, I get it all. Hit the block and make it somersault. If it ain't about money, then I don't get involved. Look, make a call, he gon' get it all. Vacuum seal it before we send it off. Yeah, I'm hot, no ethanol. Put a bag on his head, that's a problem solved. Ever get about a hater? No, not at all. Ever trust a trick? No, not at all. Hit a smooth lick when ain't got it all. Never ever been a worker, always been a boss. Catch me riding on my dolo. Trying to find a way to get some more dough. Oh, I think I found my mojo. And I ain't going broke no more. True. Got these little haters mad. Why? Cause I'm really, really in my bag. Right. Invest and make it double back twice. Just a younger living that fast life. Shout out to my DJ. We about to run the streets like a relay. All about my cheese like I'm Green Bay. Packages coming in like it's eBay. Oh, and we know just how to get it all. You gotta deal with playing, I get it all. Hit the block and make it somersault. If it ain't about money, then I don't get involved. It's that AAA hitter. My rolling like a skate figure. Right now you looking like a steak dinner. Better leave before we take you off that plate, hitter. Oh, and you don't wanna go there. Look around, ain't no goofies in here nowhere. Ooh, look, shout out to my DJ. Couple shows hit the road on the freeway. Oh, they showing love like it's V-Day. Every day is lit like it's my B-Day. You know I had to do this thing the G-Way. Cause they gon' wanna hear this song on replay. Shout out to my DJ. We about to run the streets like a relay. All about my cheese like I'm Green Bay. Packages coming in like it's eBay. Oh, and we know just how to get it all. You gotta deal with playing, I get it all. Hit the block and make it somersault. If it ain't about money, then I don't get involved.
Right, Omaha, the Burbs, the Bloods. That was Shiffy. She's from our community. She got a new cutout too. I gotta get it. Her new stuff is hot too. Shout out to my DJ. Want to give shouts out to my man Phil Rooney for giving us an update from the Dulles County Health Department perspective, so we can make the best decisions in our health. All right. Here, air quality is good. We got a air sensor right outside our window, so the air quality is good today. And so if you're driving by, just look up on the second floor. You'll see a green light, or you might see a red light if the air quality is not that good. So we got another guest in the house. This young lady, she's starting to work on our website. So in a few weeks, you're gonna see something different. I know. It was looking terrible. It's gonna get there, y'all.
Definitely.
And she's one of the ladies that's helping me, and then she's also an iTex member, and we bought her. And yesterday we talked about making money Monday, and bartering is one of the behaviors that we need to engage in order to increase dollars and cents. And so we also participate in that capacity. We barter. And so I wanted to introduce this young lady, because she's not only helping us manifest, our vision, but also I wanted to talk to you about the economics that we participate in regards to trading skills. And so, you know how these stars are, Omaha. You know how these stars are. They got their own noun, verbs, adjectives, prepositional phrases, all yes, and predicates to introduce themselves. I'm gonna let her introduce herself, her business, and we're gonna talk a little bit why she's here. So, how you doing today?
I'm good. Hi, I'm Anastasia Webster. I own Webster Digital Marketing. We are a local company here in Omaha. Been in business for about 10 years.
Okay.
I have 2 staff members. We all work from our houses, which is quite nice. We really like that a lot. And we do anything having to do with online marketing. So websites is one of the big things that we do, but we also help people with their social media.
Okay.
Write content for them each month for a blog.
Mm-hmm.
We can do online advertising, search engine optimization, just a variety of things. Pretty much review building is a big one. Pretty much anything you can think of that's online, except video. We don't record. We do videos, but we don't record videos.
Right.
It's kind of like clip art videos.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, you just promote the videos if it's already done, similar to what we do here.
Yeah.
Yes. Or a recorded ad. So first I'm gonna go back with your first name, Anastasia.
Yeah.
That's a very, very unique. I don't know, to me. Is that a movie? Was that in the movie?
It was a princess. Yeah, it was a movie too. Princess Tsarina from Russia, actually, is what the most famous version of Anastasia is. And then, they made a movie out of it, which bears no resemblance to history. So, and I go by Stasia for short. I actually picked that name for myself. I changed my name when I was in my 20s.
See, I told you she's a star. I told you she's a star. You know how you started that. She got one name, Cher. You know what I mean? She like one. So you into all things in regards to promoting on the web.
Right. Yep. That's exactly right.
So you can help a small business or a large business.
I can. Most of my customers are small to medium-sized businesses.
Okay.
I really try to price my services for that market on purpose, because they're the people I like working with the best, quite frankly. I feel like a lot of small business owners, they work really hard. They put in a lot of hours. They really bust their humps for their business. And a lot of times they just don't have the time to learn how to market for themselves, let alone do the marketing. Right. And so that's what my real target is smaller, medium-sized businesses that, especially if you want to grow, if you're looking to get new customers, that's a great type of business to come in contact with me, which, by the way, it is marketingomaha.com will get you to me. Okay. And so anybody who is looking to just add to their business is a great referral for me.
Okay. Now, if I want to add an e-commerce piece to my website, can you get that done?
Yeah, I can. As a matter of fact, we do all of our websites are on WordPress. which is the largest website content management software in the world. It is the most number one used. And so that's part of why I like it. It means that there's a lot of functionality that's kind of a plug and play almost functionality. I mean, there's some setup, obviously, but almost anything you want to add to your website, you can do fairly easily with WordPress. So, for example, I have a knowledge base as part of my website, and it's got a part of it that the public can see and a part of it that only my staff can see. And I can even lock it down further to where some staff see this and other staff see that. And it allows me to train my employees much more quickly. I went from about a 5-month training period to less than 30 days with the use of a knowledge base. We can also do e-commerce, like you said. We can do both digital and physical products. We have helped people with calendars of events, and even events sign up so that you can have, whether free or for a charge, you can have people sign up to come to an event. Excuse me. We can do donations. We just did a website for the Millard Business Community Foundation. And that one has all sorts of different ways that they can donate money to the foundation. They've got sponsorships for their golf tournament. They've got all sorts of different things. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that we can add to a website with WordPress, but we can also just do a basic website. And typically speaking, if you're looking at a website that's about maybe 10 pages or so, with just basic functionality, nothing fancy added to it, it's usually under $2,000 to get that designed. And that's not what many people would say. Most website companies start at $10,000 and go up from there.
Wow.
So we try to be really affordable, like I said, for the small and medium-sized businesses.
Okay, cool. How's that process? You take credit, deposit. How's that process?
Yeah. So, and you mentioned iText too. So we do iText for websites. So you can always do that. But then as far as if you're doing a website, usually we do a 50% deposit and then the rest is payable when we complete it. We usually quote 60 days for our websites, but it's almost always within the first month that we get them done.
Okay.
We just like to have a little bit of wiggle room just in case.
Yes.
And then for the rest of our services, we usually do just a recurring credit card authorization that helps. The average customer pays less than $500 a month for my services.
Okay.
And I've got some that pay even less than that. I've got them as low as maybe even $300 a month for services. So like I said, try to make it really affordable. And for search engine optimization, especially, it's not easy, frankly. And we even work with other ad agencies in town. They may not provide those services. SEO is actually our number one service. They may not provide those services. And so they can work through us, either white label to where nobody knows we're involved, or have us, openly involved. Either way is fine with us. So
now you said
SEO, search engine optimization.
What is that?
Yeah, so that's basically getting you found on Google, right? I always say that a website is not like Field of Dreams. Just because you build it doesn't mean people will come.
Right.
Used to be, there was a lot fewer websites out there, but now there's so much competition, right? And so that's just making sure that people can find you. Now, it's easy for people to find you when they search for your business name, right? That's not tough at all. What's hard is if people find you when they search for what you do. So if somebody is searching for search engine optimization or social media marketing, in my case, right? That's when you want my website to come up. Yes, you want it to come up when you search for my name also, but the services, that's the piece of it. That's the real tough piece.
So if I go to Sirius or Google and say I need advertising, and so it's random.
No, it's not random. No, when Google shows your search, the results in search, obviously the first several results are going to be paid results. Those are ads. That's one of the things that we also do, Google Ads. But then under that is what we call organic results. You might sometimes you see a map in between those two. So that's also organic results. And you can also pay to be on the map too, by the way. But yeah, so that's what we're talking about. And it's not random. It has to do with a lot of factors. Google actually won't tell you what all they do. They want to keep it a little bit secret, but SEO people have ways of kind of figuring out what works by looking at the reports and looking at, every time Google makes a big change, how does that affect things? And so we know that the length of time you've had your domain name is a big factor. how often you update your website is a huge factor. And a lot of companies out there that I work with, they'll put their website out and they may not touch it for 5 years. And that's just not good. The longer you go without touching your site, the further it's going to fall in the rankings. So updating your site every month is pretty much what we're doing for you with our search engine optimization. But then we also look at things like tags on the images. So when you mouse over an image and words pop up, those tags can have an effect. The structure of the page, as far as on the behind the scenes stuff that people don't necessarily know about that aren't in the technical field. Right. There's just a whole lot of factors that come into getting a good ranking on Google. And so we report on it every month to our customers. We tell them, here's where you are on your keywords that we're trying to rank you for. And then we do work every month. And it's not like a straight climb up the rankings. It's more like the stock market, right? Like sometimes you'll be up, sometimes you'll be a little bit down, then you'll be up, but hopefully over time, the trajectory is more up than down. That's what we're going for.
Great. So it's a science to this. It's a real science to this.
Yeah, it's actually kind of an art and kind of a science. Yeah, exactly. And I actually have one of my staff members, that's all that he really does is search engine optimization. And so he stays very updated on what's going on with that because it changes over time. Wow. And so that, like I said, that's our number one product that we sell more than anything else.
How can people get in contact with you on the web and by phone?
Oh, there's a lot of different ways to get in touch with me. Yeah. So marketingomaha.com is the website. You can also reach me on the phone at 402-739-9320. And that's also on that site. And again, I'm Anastasia Webster with Webster Digital Marketing.
So I got a question. Say I'm a promoter and we want to promote an event.
Right.
A concert. So you can help us out.
Yeah.
Make sure that people know that the concert exists.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously there's a lot of ways to promote something like that. You can do offline marketing, which is not what I do. Right. But for online marketing, absolutely. I mean, you can put the event on Facebook and then promote it off of Facebook. You can create a website or a landing page for your event and then advertise that as well. There's just a lot of really cool ways to get the word out to people. Okay.
And that's in a digital realm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Doubt. Yeah.
Cool. Been in business for 10 years. People can get in contact with you through the web. They can upload pretty much anything, dialogue with you by virtually. So you guys actually don't have to even meet face to face.
I have customers in other states that I've never met.
Yeah. So make sure you guys reach out to Miss Webster. She's actually going to be upgrading our website, so you'll see some different things in the next few weeks. I just been procrastinating. I got to go out of town again, so I'll be sending
maybe not in the next few weeks, but soon.
Yeah. But I'm gonna get her all her stuff so she can get it rocking and rolling. Because,
that's right. Yep.
We got some very special events coming up, and we got to make sure that we're looking sharp. Anything else that we didn't discuss that you want to make sure we get across?
I think the other thing I just wanted to mention is that one of the things that I think is very important when you're looking for a marketing partner is that they use analytics, they use the data to make decisions about your marketing. And that's one of the things that we do. A lot of people might have advertising with, I don't want to mention any particular names, but somebody that's just a monthly fee. Like there's some of these people that are very aggressive about calling businesses, asking them to sign up. But they can't necessarily show you the numbers. And to me, that's the very important thing. So you should be able to know when your marketing is working for you. And there's a variety of ways that we can do that. With digital marketing, it's especially easy to know that information. And so if you're paying for marketing and you don't actually know if you're getting any results from it, then it's probably not very effective marketing. It really should be something where you know whether or not you're getting the results.
Without a doubt. And if you got a partner, they should have the validity to show that contrast also.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So we got to work with partners that have validity and has some loyalty and some ethics. I mean, and that's why I'm very in particular who I work with. It's not all about the money. Sometimes it's about getting the right product, and that's going to bring the money and the longevity.
That's right. Yeah. And, really, I'm happy to meet with anybody. We do a free digital marketing analysis
Okay.
to start people off. And that's actually if you go to that website, the marketingomaha.com site, you'll see there's a form there to fill out to get a free digital marketing analysis. And with that, we really try to provide enough value that, well, let me put it this way. A lot of times people say to me at the end of that, I feel like I should give you some money. And that's what I'm going for. I want you to get enough free information that you really feel like it was worth your time to meet with us. And we tell you everything that you could do to improve your marketing for your current business.
Okay.
And then give you a lot of free advice, a lot of the stuff you can do yourself. But obviously, we hope that for some of it, at least you'll decide that you want to hire us. And so that's kind of my philosophy, give away a lot of free information, and hopefully that turns into business.
All right. I just want to recap who you are, the name of your business, and how you can help other businesses.
Sure. So Anastasia Webster Digital Marketing, and it's marketingomaha.com. And I'm, like I said, happy to help anybody that really is a small or medium-sized business, is really what we're going for. And we try to be very economical, very affordable, and very honest and forthright about what we're doing, why we're doing it, and showing you the data.
Without doubt. We've been working with them, and so we want to testify, to her, quick work, because I needed something real done real quick, and I was able to.
I think I did it the same day.
Yeah, yep, got it done real quick, and so it is something real.
It wasn't a big thing,
yeah, but it was big to me because before we had the wrong string, we had a lot of stuff going. That's crazy, and she was there without a doubt. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
What's your phone number again?
So it's 402-739-9320, marketingomaha.com.
All right. Any shouts out to anyone you want to say hi to?
Oh, I don't know. If I know anybody who's listening, hello. Good to see you. Okay. I hope maybe I told people on social media I was going to be on here. So I'm hoping maybe somebody tuned in. And if so, thank you for your support and for supporting 95.7 The Boss.
Oh, yeah. We reach 700,000 people every second. Without a doubt, we're blessed.
That's amazing.
Yes. It's a blessing. And I got some great news for others across the country, because the FCC will be opening up a new filing window for new radio stations all across the land. And I just got back from Washington, D.C. I know you was on vacation for a little bit. And so we want to spread that good news, because the more platforms we have in order to get the message out, the better. Omaha, the birds are blessed. We're going to take a quick break. We got a former councilman. We try to get him run for Congress. I don't know. I think he just want to retire on politics. He's a professor. He wears many hats. He's an author. He's a father. I don't know if are you a grandfather yet? Yeah, he's a papa. He's all the above, man. I wish I had all those titles.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know what I mean? That's a lot of titles.
I'm a cat owner. That's about a stepmother.
Yeah, so he got a lot of titles. We got a very important young man coming up next. It's Native Omaha Days, and we want to make sure that you guys get a true sense of our history. And we want to welcome the total community down. Like Miss Webster says, this is her first time in our community. She's her last residence was in what? Louisville? Kentucky?
Yeah. We say Louisville, but you guys would say Louisville.
Louisville. She said you gotta have potatoes in my Louisville,
right? Yeah. Yeah.
So she came down here. She says a beautiful community.
Yes.
She broke all the stereotypes, y'all. See, that's what I'm talking about. So we want you guys to come down, fellowship, and the only way we're gonna get rid of isms is we got to cross the line and shake hand and fellowship. I appreciate you, Miss Webster.
Thank you very much for having me.
Without a doubt. She will be back. We'll keep you up to date on her skill set and how she can help you out. Next coming up, her name is Sharanda. We'll take a quick break before we bring the councilman on. Her name is Sharanda. She lives right next door to me. She just opened up a boutique, a women boutique right next door to a radio station. And this song is called Hot Like Summer. And it is hot, y'all. It's gonna be hot, 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 hot.
Hot.
Well, maybe it already played. No, it didn't. Boss with me.
Baby, I'm hot like summer. Yeah, I'ma do what I wanna, white steady. Tryna wipe it down. I'm getting money right now. Need no love ties holding me down. Baby, I'm hot like summer. Yeah, I'ma do what I wanna, white steady. Tryna wipe it down. I'm getting money right now. Need no love ties holding me down. Baby, I'm hot like summer. I've been on the move, road running. Ain't on your cars for nothing. I've been on my grind, yeah. Can't kick it, baby. So I ain't got time. You said you love me. Would you still be if my money ain't right? Tell me the truth, baby. Talk to me nice. Think that I'm holding the back of your mind. Chasing these millions, ain't chasing no dimes. Love won't pay the bills. Love like might get you pills. So I'm careful who deal with me. I'ma catch a case if you ain't really for me. Shooters even better drill for me. Fake love, yeah, I'm starting to feel it. Gotta split the block, someone snitching these stitches. And if we get money, don't speak how we did it. Can't roll with nobody who ain't with it. If I with you, we running up digits. Can't stop at 6 figures, I'm $1 million, baby. I can't be your little baby. Baby, I'm hot like summer. Yeah, I'ma do what I wanna, white steady. Tryna wipe it down. I'm getting money right now. Need no love ties holding me down. Baby, I'm hot like summer. Yeah, I'ma do what I wanna, white steady. Tryna wipe it down. I'm getting money right now. Need no love ties holding me down. I need somebody who really about it. My own shouldn't drive, I carry my plate. They running they lips, but ain't really on shit. I told you once, don't speak what I did. It's a dead mouse in the trap. You play with my cheese, you display. That's how you silent to right. You making noise, tell truth, you ain't speaking the facts. Babe, I'm gonna keep it 100. Would you rather have me tell you a lie? Giving you options, you won't love me or not. Hold on to the thought while I handle this drop. Babe, I was gonna be right back. You didn't understand that. I had to hang up these racks. I'm not your typical catch. I like rich sex in the back of the Phantom. Stars on the ceiling, it's not a rental. Been a long day, me good. How you been, boo? Ain't tryna argue about these. Stay busy on the road. You see that I'm here with you. No, I ain't tryna argue about. Stay busy on the road, you know. Baby, I'm hot like summer. Yeah, I'ma do what I wanna, white steady. Tryna wipe it down. I'm getting money right now. Need no love ties holding me down. Baby, I'm hot like summer. Yeah, I'ma do what I wanna, white steady. Tryna wipe it down. I'm getting money right now. Need no love ties holding me down. Holding me down. You know, love ties that's holding me down. If I run it up, you gon' stick on.
Surrender.
If I run it up,
Out of Central High, baby.
Your love ties that's holding me down.
Omaha, the Burbs, the Bluffs. Surrender. Hot like summer. Can we call her? She call right now. Yep. All right. Omaha, the Burbs, the Bluffs. All right, we got our guests in the house. We're getting everything set up. Hold on a second, y'all. Today, again, is Tell the Truth Tuesday. I want to thank Miss Webster for coming through. Like I said, she's working on our website. We're iTex members, and so we actually are trading iTex dollars versus real dollars. And so she's using our service, and I'm using her service. So I want you guys just to be aware that we are using bartering. So she's advertising with us, and then I'm using her web skills. And so that way it's economical for both of us. All right. Before we go on, y'all, you know who I gotta give it up to. Boss with us.
Yes. I ain't worried about it. Try to give me, I ain't worried about it. I just make a stack to pay, but I ain't worried about it. Now, first of all, I don't like your tone. I don't like your friend. Don't trust you. Yeah, I trust these hands. Yeah, I trust these bands. Your eyebrows crooked. That is not okay, and I don't trust that either. Yeah, Jungle Fever. Yeah, ooh, Justin Bieber. Yeah, your Honda. I pull off in that two-seater. Yeah, say you love me, but I really don't believe it. Yeah, hey, no, I really don't believe it. You can catch me wildin' now. Yeah, I feel like I'm conceited. You'll be wildin' now if you feel like I'm defeated. Yeah, I feel like showing out. So if you see it, then believe it. Now I'm way too grown to be misleaded and mistreated. Hey, now I'm on my own, so I don't need it. Please understand me, I
Jazzy.
won't repeat it. All the things I am, you'll never be it. Even if you try, you'll never be it. Even if you lie, you'll never see it. Look at my numbers, undefeated. Look at your numbers, you're defeated. I've been in that floor, I know you see it. I don't have no kids, so I two-seated. Chop the top off just so I can see it. Push you to the side after we beat it. I'm not talking Michael Jackson beat it. No, I'm not. But Jazzy love that Michael R.I.P. it. Hey, now we back. I've been Everybody for their motherfucking self here. Everybody for their motherfucking self.
Hold on 1 second. How you doing, mademoiselle? Let's see. We're trying to get everything coordinated so we didn't get no feedback. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool. I'm just going to introduce you. Omaha, the Birds, the Bloods. We got a guest on the phone and we got a guest in the studio. We're gonna have the guest on the phone to introduce herself. She's calling away from. Where you calling from, mademoiselle? California, Tokyo, where?
Las Vegas. I'm in Las Vegas.
Oh, Las Vegas. Oh, I'll be involved. I'll be out there tomorrow.
I'll be in Omaha tomorrow.
Okay, so we're gonna flip flop then.
Yes.
Okay, I'm flying there and you flying here. Okay. Want to let everybody know who you are?
My name is Carol Strong Larry. I am the sister of Vivian Strong.
So you're the sister.
So you're 1969.
Okay.
Yes.
I know we just named a street after Vivian a few weeks ago.
June 16th.
Yeah. Well, were you in the city then?
Yes, I was.
Okay. So
I
you.
was there.
Okay. So I saw you speak then. I didn't get a chance to. I didn't get a chance to introduce myself. I was passing out flyers, but I saw you. I saw you spoke. I want to make sure I speak the right word. We got a professor in the building. If I say the wrong word, I might get corrected. Yeah. I saw you spoke. But I appreciate you calling in today. Brother, want to go ahead and introduce yourself, big brother?
Franklin Thompson, man of many hats.
Okay.
Currently, I retired from the city last year, and then I retired from UNO about 4 weeks ago.
Oh, you retired from UNO too?
Yes.
Okay, so you're ex-professor.
I'm full-time, do whatever my honey-do list tells me to do.
Okay, so he's Professor X. He's Professor X, y'all. He's still a professor, but he's the ex-professor, so it's good. So you're just enjoying life, enjoying family right now.
I'm doing my honey-do list.
He's doing his honey-do list, y'all. That means he's fixing doors and stuff, y'all. So let us know what you guys are collaborating on.
Yes, go ahead, Carol.
Dr. Franklin Thompson has been an extremely big help in bringing the street naming as well as the history. Nebraska has they've chosen to dedicate a historical marker in honor of Vivian Strong.
Okay.
And he's played a very large part in bringing that into existence. And so our family, we're extremely happy. He's helped a lot.
Great.
And so that we're going to be placing that historical marker on Friday, July 28th at 11:30, down on 24th near Patrick and Grant. And that's in honor of Vivian Strong. She was killed down in that area, and the family will be placing a marker off near Patrick at 24th and Patrick. Actually, the family marker is at 24th and Grant, and the historical marker is going to be near 24th and Patrick.
Okay. So, Professor, how long did it take in order to get this accomplishment?
We started working on it last November,
Okay.
and we had to go through all kinds of iterations of fundraising and laws and rules and zoning, and it's been one long road, but it's been enjoyable. The thing about it, Mr. King, is that it's 54 years overdue.
Okay.
We're talking about this is something that should have been done long time ago. And as a civic leader, I'd like to apologize to the Strong family in that this event that happened in 1969 on June 24th was very, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. And some of the younger people that are in the audience, the listening audience, may not know the history. But at one time, North Omaha had a lot of businesses, and it was thriving. Would be something similar to what South Omaha, South 24th Street would look like. And but an incident that I'll let Carol describe caused 3 nights of riots. And so you had a devastation within her family, you had a devastation within the North Omaha community, and no apology. We didn't even. I don't even think the authorities reached out and gave the family counseling services. I mean, it's been horrendous.
Right.
So 54 years later, we're trying to right that wrong, but I'll step aside and let Carol talk about what actually happened on that night.
Carol, did you hear the professor? Can you let us know what actually happened that day? I was blessed to hear, but we want to make sure that the audience hear what happened to your sister.
Yes, back on June 24th, 1969, it was the Logan Fontenelle Project at the time, and just a lot of kids out playing, a lot of families, mostly black families. I don't recall any white families, but I know it's majority black families that lived there. And one of the maintenance people left the unit open, and there were some teenagers who decided to go in and listen to music, and they listened, and somebody called the police and said that there was a burglary or whatever, and it was a white and a black officer who showed up, and the kids all ran, and the white officer saw my sister Vivian running, and he shot her in the back of the head. And his excuse was he thought it was a boy. Well, she had on a skirt, but it didn't matter. It was a 14-year-old child, and he shot her in the back of the head. And he was found innocent, and we still to this day don't even know on what grounds he was found innocent. He shot a kid in the back of the head that he doesn't even know, other than trespassing, what other crime had been committed. So, and that was that. It's like, okay, he's innocent. He's back on the force, and nothing ever took place. So they were allowed to shoot children in the back of the head back then without any repercussion. And so, no apologies, but here we are, 54 years later. At least the state decided to honor her with the markers.
Okay.
Because it was a big part of our Omaha history, because of the 3 days of rioting, but it destroyed our black community. It destroyed Omaha, black community down on 24th, that still has not been fully rebuilt since that time.
So, so the riots happened because of your sister. It didn't happen because of Martin Luther King.
No, it was because of the white officer killed a teenager, killed a child.
Right. Is that officer? Is he still living?
He has recently passed away. I think within the past couple of years. I heard that he had passed away recently.
Okay. Okay.
But he retired from the force. He got a
pension and all that stuff.
He got a pension. Yes.
Well, well, we're gonna talk some real stuff after we talk this because sometimes um, we are financing our so-called pressures. We're financing them, and one of the ways we're doing it every Sunday we collect money from all the black people, and then we put it in establishment that don't give us loans, and we're in this perpetual cycle of despair.
Wow.
And so 54 years, um, you hear some construction behind us. North Omaha finally, after 54 years, is starting to get some money to start rebuilding after 50 some years. What because when we still in the struggle, because George Floyd. I mean, people still getting shot, getting killed, but we do it more to each other than they do it to us. What advice would you give us in regards to uh, how we not only deal with authorities, but how we rebuild our community?
Well, we have to start with resources for our young black people. I come back to Omaha um, at least a couple times. I've been in Las Vegas 30 years. I grew up in Omaha.
Hmm.
I was born and raised there, and I come back to Omaha because I have a lot of family there. And when it comes to the black community, every so often I see that they have an event or whatever, but I don't see a lot of growth for our young people. I just don't see. I don't see a lot of things that are available for our young people, and it makes me sad.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't see a lot for the black community. Period. Why do our black children? Why do our black community? Why do they have to go to 144th to shop at a mall?
Right.
I look at that. I don't understand that. Why do they have to go out to 144th to a movie? I come there and we go to shop. It's like I'm surrounded where I live. I'm surrounded by businesses and stores. I could choose 7 to 8 grocery stores all within a 5 mile radius. Uh, and it's like if I need to run to my sister-in-law lives on 24th and Clark, and the nearest grocery store is Jobs.
Right.
That's not a grocery store to me. They got to go way to Baker's just to grab something. You're in the middle of a meal and you got to go that far. I don't see any growth or development. We have to do better as a community. We've got community leaders. And there are millions of dollars that go through Nebraska. What are our community leaders doing to build up? We've got to do better in our community. I don't see the dollars. Where are the federal dollars to build up, to provide community centers and resources for young people to go to, our young people to learn trades and to do
Hmm.
something else? I don't see it. In 30 years, I don't see anything has changed. And it makes me sad.
Well, um, sometimes they come in mainly because um, every movement started out the church. Almost every movement in our history of our people has started out the church, but the church is getting paid now. I think Bush started paying them back in when he was president. I think he started giving them money, and they quiet now. They quiet, and so. But the rebuilding has to start with us. We can't blame no one else. We have too much intelligence. Also, we
But
have.
we can blame someone else because I see development, I see
Mhm.
revitalization, I see the dollars being spent when I go out west.
Yep.
So my question is, where are the dollars going for the north side? Who's getting the dollars where there's no outrage about? Well, hey, what are you doing for? Somebody's getting some money. Why is it not being invested in the black community? I don't see the dollars being invested. I
Well,
don't see the revitalization, the development, where we're bringing our children in and training them and showing them. You don't have to go to college. You can learn a trade that'll benefit you for years down the line. Where are those dollars? You know, for our young people to train and to teach our young people new trades. There's computer skills that can be learned.
Right.
There's AI, artificial intelligence. Where are the dollars for that? Teaching our young people, our young black people, trades. Where are those dollars? Somebody's got to be accountable for that.
Well, we need to have you come back and run for office. You need to come
I,
back.
I trust me. I thought about it. It's like
We need
because
that.
nobody. Where's the money? Because
Well,
I worked for the state of Nevada. I put in 27 years here, so I've seen a lot when it comes to politics
right.
and the state and how it works. There's money that goes to come into the state that's being dispersed to different entities. Where's the dollars?
Yep, it's been diverted. And then, like I said, we need more leaders.
Legislature,
Yeah.
legislature. They're determining where that money's going.
Well,
And so do we have people in the legislature?
well,
I mean,
yeah, we got well, it was just history made this year about $500 million is going to be coming to North Omaha, North and South
well,
Omaha,
praise God. Well, praise God.
and they
It's
had
great
to
to
and they
hear.
had to negotiate that. They had to give away some in order to get. And so we always got to give something away in order to get something. But we got $500 million that's going to be coming to the community. Senator Wayne and Senator McKinley, they got a line item in the Nebraska budget now that will get money every year towards rebuilding this community. First time in the history of Nebraska has ever been done. What these two senators done with the help of others, with the help of community support, has developed legislation that has not been duplicated, but it needs to be duplicated. Um, and since the death of your sister, 1969, that's 54 years ago. Um, do you have any other siblings?
Yes, I do. I have two brothers.
Are they still in this area?
One of them is, and one of them will be. He lives in Philadelphia. And you sound like you're from the East Coast, but because you remind me of him when you talk. He'll be here tomorrow.
Okay.
There was 10 of us. We're down to three.
Oh, you had 10 in your family and down to three? Wow. So
Yes,
so how
we're down
mature
to
how
three.
mature are you?
How mature am I?
Yeah, how old are so
I know what you're asking. I'm I'm 67. I was 13 at the time of her death.
Are you
She was
67? You're
13.
13? Okay. Okay,
I
well,
was 13 at the
okay, we
time.
sound like a young lady. Well, we know we like 67-year-olds over here. We like 67-year-olds.
Okay.
So, I'm glad that you had the opportunity to call in today and give us a snapshot of what happened to Miss Rome Vivian, because we hear about it, but we never really heard the story. I heard this story when you were here when they did the street naming. That's the first time I really actually heard the story of what actually happened. And so,
Are you from Omaha?
yes, ma'am. I was raised here since 3 months old. My dad was in the Air Force, so
Okay.
I've been here. I'm 58, so I've been here since 1965.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am. So, but my
You
mom,
haven't.
I had two brothers that got killed. So my mom was a different type
Oh,
of mom. I
wow.
had both my brothers got killed at night.
We can overcome. I don't want to sound, too much like Martin Luther King, but I do believe that we will overcome. And a part of that overcoming is that we have to do our part too. And you said that earlier.
Right.
If we get money sent to North Omaha, you got to make sure it's spent the right way.
Now,
Because in the past, it hasn't always been spent correctly.
Now, so you can't retire on life, Councilman. You can't retire on life.
Right.
Okay, now how old are you?
I'm 69.
So you can't retire on life. You got a good mind. You walked up the 20 stairs. You on God level. You can't. How you gonna retire on life, man?
I'm not.
Okay. All right.
I'm here for you.
Okay. All right. Okay. So since you are a legislative expert, and I'm gonna go here because I just got back from Washington D.C. I went up there to lobby because the FCC just opened up a new filing window for new radio stations.
Excellent.
all across the land. And myself going through that process, I want to let other Black organizations know that they could take advantage of these licensing
Yes.
in rural Alabama or urban Montana. No matter where you are, you can apply for these licenses. And some people ain't gonna tell you, but I'm one to gossip because I know for a fact we have made a difference in our community.
Yes, we have.
We have the boss have made it. Mine is so. Gospel Omaha, the 3 Black radio stations that have been established under Lee Terry's legislation, has thrived. Now a new filing window is coming with his legislation again. Not the old legislation, not the old telecommunication legislation. We're talking about Lee Terry's legislation. The gentleman from Northwest High School, the Republican, my Caucasian friend, since y'all like to stereotype.
Well,
so his legislation again is going to be opened up, and it's going to allow minorities, Blacks, Hispanics, anyone else that's been disfranchised to have a voice.
Yes, yes.
I talk to him all the time, and he's very humble. I said, man, you have created the greatest legislation in American history because freedom of speech. Because I come from people. My mama couldn't read and write for real. I took her to the plantation before she died for real, and they couldn't gather like me and you gather.
Yes.
Well, we can only do this because of what our ancestors sacrificed.
Yes. And then we have to sacrifice for the next generation coming up.
Period. So you can't retire on line because you got a library of knowledge up there, baby. You gotta share it.
I always believed in the saying that our lives are not our own, that we belong to one another.
Right now. Without doubt. So you've been in this struggle 69 years. 69 years. I talked to Congressman Bacon, a couple weeks ago, and we talked about how the government helps but don't help in regards to most of our households are being led by women, and some of the women want to excel, even some of the men they want to excel, but they will lose their benefits. So I think the congressman called, you earn $1, lose $500. And how can we develop that legislation where it could be a step-off approach? As a person gain dollars, they can just weed themselves off of those subsidies, so their kids can still have food and medical care. How can we develop legislation in that meeting? Because we talked about that, and that's the area, because the government does help, but if you make too much money, it punishes you. Versus having a tier where you can gradually get off of subsidies,
right,
and gradually continue to elevate in your career.
Well, first of all, we have to stop playing games, and both political parties are playing the game.
Right.
The Democratic Party is playing the game of you owe me, and then the Republicans playing the game of, oh, that's long time ago. Let's just forget about that stuff.
Right.
So what you have to do is have to have a two-front war. So on the government and conservative side, we need a better plan. You can't have 400 years of racism and then you just kumbaya it away. That's ridiculous.
Right.
You have to have strategy. You have to have plans. You have to have steps, like you're talking about. And until we get something in place, I believe in reparations, but you have to have the right kind of reparations. You can't just give somebody a check and then they go buy, some spinning rims or something ridiculous that. Okay. But it all starts with education. Our kids need to be able to go to college and go to college free. So that, that reparations really needs to be an education thing, not give me a check thing. But then on the other side, on the Democrat side, we need to stop all of this hand holding and coddling. We have to allow our men to come back to where they used to be. And yes, it was racist whites that knocked us down, but we need to pick ourselves up. And then the black men need to then become head of the family again, head of the community again, not to say that women can't lead.
Right.
But what other race is led by the women and then the men are silent? None. And so for black people, we need black men to be re-empowered and we need to stop chasing skirts and smoking chronic and all that goofy stuff, and save our children and save our families.
Right now.
So if you have the government doing the right kind of programs and the right steps, and then Black people reinventing themselves and taking back their culture that was stripped from them, stop making excuses for people who write songs about WAP. That you're making excuses for foolishness,
Right?
Okay, and so we need a two-front war. We need conservatives to open up the coffers and have a plan, and we need liberals to stop playing games and stop, covering up things that we need to do.
Without a doubt. So what's next for you after Friday?
After Friday, we're also going to honor some kids who won essay contest.
Okay.
You might know of the Equal Justice Initiative out of Montgomery, Alabama. And so they are awarding 4 or 5 scholarships to some Omaha kids who wrote essays about overcoming racism and overcoming being disenfranchised. So we still are going to figure out the date and time, but we want to honor our young people for the vision and the work that they're doing too.
Now,
and that's from the Omaha Community Council on Racial Justice and Reconciliation. That's the group that I represent.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to go back to that legislation.
Okay.
Okay. We had the Freeman Bureau. The natives got a line item in the United States Constitution. I mean, in the United States budget, they get money every year because they got the Indian Bureau.
Yeah.
When it comes to reparation, I don't want a one-time payment.
Right. Right. If you're talking about a check, most of those checks are going to get spent and wasted. But what we need is a plan. We need a plan for economic investment. That's what we need.
Right.
And it can't just be building homes. Now, I'm not against North Omaha building homes, but I'm saying if you bring the jobs here first, the homes will follow the jobs.
Right.
We have to create the job investment first.
Right.
And so those are the kinds of things when I think of reparations that make sense to me.
How can we even, because to me it's important that we get a line item in the United States budget, because now, as long as this country exists, we know we got billions of dollars come to our community that we can utilize to build our own self up. Similar to the Indian Bureau. Now I know they had the Freeman Bureau, right? But
it didn't last long.
Yeah, because Democrats,
right?
The one y'all follow today, who started the Freeman Bureau. So hey, you're a historian. I mean, you're a professor.
Yes.
How can we legislate that back? Because sometimes I think we don't have to reinvent the wheel. The legislation already been laid out. How can we reintroduce that legislation?
Well, it would have to take very critically thinking people on both sides of the political aisle, because you don't want to create this thing where people are just getting free money, but at the same time you have to undo what was done to a whole group of people.
Period. I mean,
so I'm one of the few conservatives who believe in that line item. It's just you got to make sure that we do it the right way.
Right.
Yeah, I believe that money has flowed into North Omaha for a while, but sometimes that money ended up in people's personal pockets. It didn't go to the people that it was meant to help.
Right.
So you got to make sure that you do things the right way and have community input. You can't just let 3 or 4 people get the money and then they decide how it's going to be dispersed.
Right.
And then the general population had no idea that the money even came.
Right.
So you have to have input from the community as to what the priorities are.
Right.
What are we going to spend that money on?
Right. Well, cool. Well, we'll keep you in the 411. You're always welcome. So you can always pull up. Let me know you want to come through and we kick some knowledge, because and then also we probably need to capture oral history from our elders, just capture oral history. So similar to what Carol gave us, some oral history.
Yes. Before I leave, I'd like to emphasize that I do have a book that I'm publishing. It's entitled Confessions of a Murphy's Law Child. And basically, it's a story aimed at young people that no matter how bad things get in life, you can win, you can fight,
Right.
you don't give up. And even if you don't have a lot of help or a lot of friends, even if you don't have the right kind of mom and dad, you can still win. And that's the message of this book. Again, it's called Confessions of a Murphy's Law Child. It can be purchased through Amazon.com. And then it also can be purchased by going to my website. And that website is OmahaChangeAgent.com. OmahaChangeAgent.com.
And then also, I'm on the back of. I left a note from the boss. Because this brother right here has how many people have you educated?
Thousands. I've been an educator for 46 years.
46 years. Okay. On all levels?
High school and college.
High school and college. So he's educated thousands of individuals. And we like to brag off our neighbors here with that doubt, because I learned early from my mama that couldn't read and write that failure is not an option. We might lose, but we winners.
That's right.
We might lose every once in a while, but we're going to win majority of the time.
The secret to survival and overcoming is learning how to win when they think you're losing.
Right.
That's the secret. The Black people are the most resilient people on the planet. We know how to bounce back, but the older generation has to give that skill to the younger generation. Too many younger people, when they fall, they have a glass bottom, and when they hit the ground, it crashes like glass.
Right.
But we have to forgive me the language, but we have to rubberize their rumps.
Right.
We got to put rubber back there, so when society knocks them down, boing, they bounce back up.
Right. So I mentioned earlier, I just got back to Washington, D.C. I met the president of the Congressional Black Caucus.
Yes.
In one of his speeches, he talked about that we are financing the current racism.
Yes.
We're financing it.
Yes, we are.
One instance is the church. We collect Black people money every Sunday, and then we put them in banks that don't loan to Black people or even their own congregation. When are we going to stop that cycle of, is it ignorance or what is it? What is it? Because we can establish Black banks. We had Franklin, Carver is starting to materialize, but they got Liberty Bank, they got other Black banks around the country. But this is every church all across America.
Racism has caused Black people to dumb down and be hoodwinked. There used to be a time in our history during the Harlem Renaissance when we had all the knowledge and all the avenues to be self-sufficient. But as a result of being knocked down so many years, so many centuries, decades, we just settle for, I want to feel good. Right. So as long as I feel good, then everything's okay. That is a lie from the pit of hell.
Right.
Okay. So what we have to do is to reinvent ourselves. Now, Malcolm X told us this, but we didn't listen to it. We didn't listen to Malcolm, So what we've got to do is go back and learn from our leaders what we need. Being Black is more than just the clothes you wear, size of your hips, the beat.
Right.
All of that stuff is okay, but that's secondary, tertiary. Number one is our spirituality and our financial well-being.
Right.
And we got to get back to those things as being the top priorities, not whether or not I'm wearing Jordans or, some of this other ridiculous stuff that we hold in high esteem.
Yeah. I keep telling everybody, you guys, like I said, they want materialism. You think that's wealth, but no, health is wealth, y'all.
Yes.
Health is wealth. Make sure you guys go pick up the book, Confessions of a Murphy Lost Child. You can get it everywhere. Everybody have gone through some child abuse, some racism, poverty, the trick ass ideology. So we all have been through it, and that's why I asked them. You can't retire on life. How you gonna retire, especially when you have a library of knowledge? And that goes to all our elders. It goes to all our elders. But on this Tell the Truth Tuesday, I got to put the pressure on your churches, on your ministers, because we cannot continue to perpetuate the non-funding of our people when we are collecting money from us. We got to figure out some way to facilitate that money back to our community. And if someone else is not giving us loans, we got to figure out some kind of way where we can do that ourselves. We're not slaves no more.
And we have to help each other. For example, how many times can you go to a soul restaurant and you'll see white folks there, but you go to a Mexican restaurant and you'll see black folk, but where are some of the Hispanic people when it comes to the soul restaurant?
Right.
There's something wrong with that.
Right.
With that equation.
Or even Chinese. Go eat Chinese food. I hear black people go eat Chinese food. I've never seen
Chinese people at our stores.
Yeah, never.
So we're financing everybody else, and then we don't want to finance our own stores,
right?
Because we want to go somewhere else to eat.
Right.
Well, and maybe the price is 25 cents or 50 cents more.
So what, y'all?
So what?
You paying 25 cents and more, 50 cents, $1 more in gas going out there.
Right. But the Asian people do it right. They help each other. They support each other. They lift each other up. And so it's a combination of what the government needs to do for us, but we got to do for ourselves too.
Right.
I'm going back to Malcolm. Malcolm said that, but we ignore Malcolm.
Mm-hmm.
We just want to do that other black stuff, but we don't want to do Malcolm black ideology.
Right.
So,
well, this is an agitator, and so hopefully it'll cook some new directions for people. Confession of a Murphy Law Child. Make sure you pick it up from, I call him Professor Councilman Thompson, and he has great pedigree, and we don't like to hang around wishy-washy people. Omaha, any shouts out before you get out of here, big brother?
Shout out to my daughter who wrote Wishy Washy, Jasmine Thompson, the one and only.
Yeah, without a doubt. We play her a lot over here because she got to bling, y'all. Oh yeah, she got to bling. Boss with us, y'all. Oh yeah, Tell the Truth Tuesday, y'all.
Everybody for their mouth.
Better stay away from the wishy-washy people.
Everybody
oh yeah, you know who they are. My mama wouldn't allow it.
Wishy-washy.
Straight get them out your life, y'all.
Wishy-washy.
Get them out your life. Boss with us. 95.7.
Wishy-washy. Wishy-washy.
Yo, wishy, yo, wishy. Yo, wishy, yo, wishy, yo, wishy. Yo, wishy, yo, wishy. Yo, wishy, yo, wishy.
Said you wishy-washy. 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 Y'all done open that box like a couple of thoughts. Y'all just wishing y'all watch it. Take a look at my watch. Someone look at my watch. Y'all just wishing y'all watch it. At the shows, got the moles coming to see me. Got the hoe coming to see me. Got black shows coming to see me. Got my dogs on the pros. I'm a hoe coming to see me. I got moms coming to see me. Moms coming to see me. Yeah. And y'all wishing y'all wash. Hey there, if you're thirsty, go grab you a bus. All about that nonsense, running from the cops. I wish I bitch would, I'd be ready to relapse. Yeah. I am my own boss, I know what that costs. I've taken my loss. Yeah. And y'all say y'all wash.
Yo, wishy, yo, wishy. Yo, wishy, yo, wishy. Yo, wishy, yo, wishy, yo, wishy. Yo, wishy, yo, wishy. Yo, wishy, yo, wishy.
Said you wishy-washy. You wishy-washy. You wishy-washy. You wishy-washy.
Oh yeah.
You wishy-washy.
I gotta wash the people out of my life.
You wishy-washy. You wishy-washy.
Yeah.
That's be tappy. You drop it on me.
We got so much talent.
Now you run into your friends, you telling everybody. Now they talk about me, they ask about me. If it makes you happy, if it makes you feel important, that's what make me happy. I like diamonds on my necklace, that what make me happy. All the loyalty's important, it don't make you happy. Now you feeling crappy. Fuck the fame, I want more. Give me the rain, make it pour. Give me the pain, give me it all. I want diamonds, I want gold. King of diamonds when I'm bored. Got the juice, got the sauce, honey. I need props to my pops. I need props to my mom, to my Ivy, to my Frankie, to my Kelly, to my Jody. Shout out to my fam squad, aka the Glam Squad. If you ever stand tall, yeah, I wish you yeah.
And you know that's the congressman or councilman. He don't want to run for. He don't want to run for Congress. I try to get him to run for Congress, so I can call him congressman. But that is his daughter. That's his offspring, and he also does recording on his side. It also does recording. So, are you trying to get some business on the recording side, or you?
Yes, I'm open for anybody, young, old, that wants to put a message out there. I specifically like those who have something to say. Mm-hmm. I have a recording studio, and so I can be contacted for that too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I need a theme song, Councilman. I need a theme song.
You need a theme song?
I need a theme song. We need a theme song for the morning.
Okay. All right.
We need a theme song for real.
So I've got to write you something.
Yeah, you got to do it. Maybe add some Jazzy in there too.
Okay.
All right.
Mother,
fathers, and daughter. All right. Omaha, the birds are blessed. What time is it? I got to put my glasses on. I'm getting mature these days.
Me too.
I'm getting mature. I'm getting mature. I never thought I'd be 58. When you were 17, did you ever thought you'd be 67?
I thought I was Superman or Batman.
So how you feel now? You feel like Meteor? I feel like Meteor Man. I'm flying close to the ground.
I feel like Rocket Chair Man.
Well, Omaha, the birds of bluff. Today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. We call this day Tell the Truth Tuesday because we want you to be honest with yourself. My mama made sure I took all the responsibility for my behavior. Couldn't get away with nothing. Could you get away for anything?
No.
I couldn't get away with nothing. I couldn't blame God, the devil, my friends, nothing. I had to take total responsibility for my behavior. And I had to be truthful because, they catch you in a lie. They catch you in a lie. You don't want to get caught in a lie. So on this Tell the Truth Tuesday, we want you to be truthful to yourself. If you need complete school, if you need to change your friends, if you need to go get counseling, be truthful to yourself, y'all. No one can love you more than you. And then also accept constructive criticism, because constructive criticism is a criticism of love. I got it from my mom and my daddy, my peers, my coaches, because they wanted to make sure I was the better me. And we should accept constructive criticism. It's not the criticism that tear you down, it's the criticism that actually builds you up.
That's good teaching.
So we talk about that. I learned that from you, Professor. Well, I mean, we get all this love around here. We are a research radio station. Our goal is to modify our behavior so we're better individuals, better family members, and better citizens. And we bring examples on like this of loving our neighbors, of other people that are also doing the work of God and manifesting their skills. Make sure you guys come out this Friday. Historical marker ceremony, 24th of Patrick. It's going to represent Vivian Strong. She's forever in the history of Omaha. Caused 3 days of riots, and now after 50-some years, they starting to rebuild. And so let's register to vote so we can participate in juries. Being a former probation officer, we always want to blame someone else. But like the councilman said, we got to do something ourselves too. We got something to do for ourselves also.
We have to save ourselves. And it'd be nice if we get help. But if I don't get help, I'm going to be lost. Please. I'm going to save myself the same way that Malcolm did. Malcolm had zero help, and he pulled himself up. What a role model. What a role model.
Without a doubt. And so that's why we agitate, so you guys can go in the room to negotiate. All right? We're going to keep agitating over here because Oh yeah, we got freedom of speech. We actually use our constitutional right, freedom of speech. We want to make sure that the sacrifice of our ancestors don't go in vain. It does not go in vain. So when I die, they ain't gonna lie at my funeral. They ain't gonna lie at my funeral. Like they be lying at some of y'all's. And I'm gonna be late. So show for late for my funeral. Show late. And then also I'm gonna give you permission for all the promoters. Pass out your flyers. Pass out your flyers. All right. I'll give you all the green light. Promote. All right. Because that's who I am. And so when I dead and gone, I want all the promoters. I want all the cars full of with flyers promoting. All right.
All right.
So you got a special request for your funeral?
Just
because if I go before you or you before I'm gonna be at your funeral.
I think I'm gonna go before you.
Okay, I don't know. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully we live forever. Young people, we need a cure. We need a cure so we can live forever. It got to come from our young people.
That's right.
So, regardless, I'm gonna be at yours. You're gonna be at mine, and I'm gonna talk smack.
There you go.
But let me know what I can do something extraordinary. Cause we don't want no regular funeral for you, man. I want a regular funeral for me. I want ones to talk about. He just died. No. At this funeral, they had a party outside. They was grilling outside. They had flyers everywhere. I want that kind of funeral.
Okay.
The same kind of they have in New Orleans where they had the band.
Yeah.
I need a celebration, baby.
Well, we're gonna make sure that happens. Then.
Okay. You need anything for yours?
I'll
make sure it happens.
Let me think on that one a little bit.
All right, y'all. I'm telling y'all. I was at a funeral and who passed? Who passed? And I was skeptical. I had to pass out stuff. I forgot who the funeral was, but I had flyers. I said, "Hey, shop, is it wrong for me to pass out flyers?" I said, "No, it ain't wrong. It ain't wrong." So pass out flyers at funerals, y'all. It's okay. Any shouts out? Anyone you want to say hi to your spouse since you're on spouse duty?
Shout out to the Strong family. Shout out to my wonderful and beautiful wife, Beverly Thompson, and all of my children. You already highlighted Jasmine, but I have 4 of them.
Okay.
And thank you for what you do for the community.
I appreciate you. Keep praying for me. I'll keep praying for you, Councilman.
Thank you.
Omaha, the Birds of Bless. Oh, yeah, you're listening to 95.7 The Balls. Today is Tell the Truth Tuesday. Be honest to yourself. Surround yourself with people that are not yes men and yes women. I don't surround myself with people like that. Everyone that I surround myself with, they are critical or they can redirect me. You know, just like your wife. She redirect you, huh? Don't she?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the time.
Ain't nothing wrong with being redirected. Ain't nothing wrong with being redirected. Slim quiet over there, he's redirected also. If you got a wife or a girlfriend, you get redirected. Because we are men, without a doubt. This next song, I think this one is called "Talking to God." I think this one by I don't know who this one by. We'll check it out. Boss with us.
Tank the Great, Black Sheep. When you do good, they never remember. When you do bad, they never forget it. I got some tendencies, yeah, I admit it. I got a problem, I hope I can fix it. Heavenly Father, I hope you can give me the guidance while I'm trying to fight off the wicked. Heavenly Father, see really what I was implying is why you ain't already did it. Sorry for questioning you. If I did something wrong, let me know so I can be forgiven. But I got some questions for you. If you talk on the phone, let me know. I just need the digits. If we can't speak on the phone, then I want to know, can you come see me and schedule a visit? Cause I've been all on my own on this journey, alone on this journey. May God be my witness. Confessing my sins when I talk to the Lord. I've been praying and hoping he opens some doors. Mentally, I was built up like a Ford. Now I ain't really sure cause my mind is at war. Emotionally, I've been hurt to the core. And I'm positive I fought this battle before. Do you know how I feel to be broken? Bitch, 4 on the floor, 1 more. Can't afford not a thing in the store. I deserve an award. Art of a lion, I'm ready to roar. I wish my life was as easy as yours. I never got an allowance for tours. Drowning in pain, trying to make it to shore. Left out in the rain, and when it rain, it pours. I'm the best in the game, and in the game to score. I'm just learning to keep my emotions secure. Cause when you do good, they never remember. When you do bad, they never forget it. I got some tendencies, yeah, I admit it. I got a problem, I hope I can fix it. Heavenly Father, I hope you can give me the guidance while I'm trying to fight off the wicked. Heavenly Father, see really what I was implying is why you ain't already did it. Sorry for questioning you. If I did something wrong, let me know so I could be forgiven. But I got some questions for you. We could talk on the phone, let me know. I just need the digits. If we can't speak on the phone, then I'm wondering, okay, you come see me and schedule a visit. Cause I've been all on my own on this journey, alone on this journey. May God be my witness. I'm trying to fight off the wicked.
I got a flex on these, I got a flex on these, I got on my, they got me a band and I got a flex on these, I got a flex on these, I got a flex on these, man, the rose was black, I got a flex on these, I got a flex on these, I got a flex on these, fresh like a casket, Louis V fashion, I'm out to flex on these, I'm out to flex on these, I'm out to flex on these, ain't about no paper, no conversation, I got a flex on these,
I had to flex on these. I gotta check on me. You see me, I'm calm as cause I gotta check on me. The rollie, it look like it's water. Y'all chillers, y'all gotta come harder. Man, I used to trap in my starter. I turn this to the Carter. Man, I had them bricks on the streets, and I had them in the club. And you know I get it for cheap. I really got more than the plug. And if